Hey Martu, what's up? Can you hear me okay? Hey Martu, what's up? Okay, I'm just gonna basically wait for a couple more people to come in. Sorry for being a little bit late. I'm gonna basically start by looking at Bitcoin because right now, Bitcoin seems to be hanging by a thread right now. So we're gonna do actually some charting. I'm literally gonna take a blank chart I'm just of Bitcoin and basically chart it how I would. Sorry for being a little bit late. I'm gonna and then from there you guys can kind of see how I kind of look at the chart, what some indicators mean to me, some signals that I look at, some patterns that I look at. So we're gonna do actually some charting. I'm literally gonna take a blank chart I'm just Bitcoin and basically chart it how I would. Sorry for being a little bit late. I'm gonna and then from there you guys can kind of see how I kind of look at the chart, what some indicators mean to me, some signals that I look at, some patterns that I look at. So we're gonna do actually some charting. I'm literally gonna take a blank chart I'm just Bitcoin and basically chart it how I would. Sorry for being a little bit late. I'm gonna and then from there you guys can kind of see how I kind of look at the chart, what some indicators mean to me, some signals that I look at, some patterns that I look at. So we're gonna do actually some charting. I'm literally gonna take a blank chart I'm just Bitcoin and basically chart it how I would. Sorry for being a little Okay, I think I might have fixed it. Can you guys let me know? Can you guys hear me? Does it still sound weird? Sounds good. Okay. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, let's start. So basically, I'm going to repeat again because I assume you guys didn't really hear well. So I'm just going to start by looking at Bitcoin, the chart right here, and I'm going to just kind of show you guys how I look at the chart. I'm going to take out all these like little lines and indicators and I'm gonna just chart it from scratch, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I kind of look at the chart, what I interpret from it, what some indicators are that you can use to kind of, you know, make your own chart as well to see what you can kind of grasp from all the information that's being relayed from the chart. So I mean, I could get down to the very basics of this, so in the sense of what every candle means, because all these little candles here, they portray information. I'm not exactly sure how much each one of you kind of knows or what levels you guys are at, but I mean, I guess for the sake of this, I'm gonna just chart it all right now, and then from there, if you have any questions, maybe you guys can kind of ask and I could be happy to answer. So right now, what we can see is, let me draw a... First, I'm going to start with support and resistance lines, okay? So when I'm looking at a chart, like, if it's too loud, I don't know if it is too loud, but when I'm looking at the chart, I tend to look at for points of support and resistance, and that's basically just supply and demand. That's where people want to buy the coin or stock, whatever it is. This is where people are willing to buy or willing to sell. So one key point right now, which is where Bitcoin is actually at, is, sorry, hold on. Let's delete that. So yeah, one key point right here is where it's currently trading at, this I would say about 30K around here, 32, 31. This is a key level. You see, it's had some points where it's dropped over here, and people bought right here. See where all this fracking is? A lot of the candles are just basically, a lot of people are, oh my god, this is, Jesus Christ, Binance. Everything just not want to work right now, but let's just start, okay? So we're gonna go with the trend line here. This is around 33,000, and if we draw a line straight across, that's our first. Right now it's currently support, okay, because the price is above it. If price was below it, that would be considered resistance. Now another indicator that I like, well, I'm gonna get to that later, but for now, these moving averages, also these two lines, these are moving averages, and right here you can see that this is the darker one is the 99-day moving average, and the lighter one, the lighter purple, is the 25-day. And there's also a yellow one right here, and that's the shorter moving average, and it's like 7 days. So these are just basically like price movements along a specific amount of time, and these tell us a lot. Okay, when these lines cross, especially when they're really tight like they are right now when we're looking at Bitcoin, we're going to be expecting a big move to happen, either upwards or down. And quite frankly, looking at this, it's probably going to be downwards. But when these moving averages, when they get tight and they get really constrained and kind of looking for a direction to move in, that's when typically a big move happens. So when you're looking to buy or to short Bitcoin, typically would be a good time to just wait and see what way it breaks out of, because if it breaks out to the upside, you're going to want to play the continuation pattern that goes up to the next resistance line. God damn. And then, so wait, okay. Yes. So for example, here, no, not there. About here at 42, 43,000, there's a nice little support, or resistance in this case because it's below the price. See, and when you're trading, it's different between being long term or short term, okay? You're trying to kind of just make the gains and get in and out pretty quickly. Because if you're holding for the long term, this doesn't really matter to you. This is just day-to-day action, week to week. It's not really significant. But ideally, if it were to break, you would want to play the upside and potentially just get to the point right here. And then at that point, whether the price breaks this resistance or not, then you would decide to hold or not. Because quite frankly, a lot of the times the price action does kind of just jump up above this little resistance line, and then it will just pop in and then pop right back down, okay? And that's called a fake out. And you don't want to get screwed over by thinking, oh, it's going to the moon. It's going to the moon. But in fact, you're the one being left with the bag because it's going to drop right back down. But anyways, yeah, this is what another indicator that I really use right here is the MACD, moving average convergence and divergence. This one is my absolute favorite. This tells you a lot. Let me edit the settings here real quick. And this is on the 4-hour chart, so let's go to the 1 day. Typically for swings, I like to go to the 1 day, okay? And right now, okay, it's kind of hard to see on this chart, but what these little histogram bars, what they're telling you, typically these are different colors, the bottom ones from the top, but on TradingView, can't seem to change the colors. So these would be like positive momentum on the bottom or on the top, and this would be negative momentum, okay? And notice how these lines, this is the MACD and the stochastic, which are kind of going in relation to the price. See how the price goes up, these go up. This is the positive momentum forward is what that is. So what we're basically looking for, and right now, as we can see here, what I was saying is we're basically looking for these two lines to cross, because when you see a cross like this up here, this is typically bearish because your MACD is already really positive and high up, and when these two lines cross, consequently your price drops too. So that's a lot of the times when I'm looking for a nice entry on a trade, I look at the MACD and I look for, and you guys probably hear me saying this all the time, hidden bullish divergence, classic bullish divergence. You guys probably hear so much of that, and I think that people probably don't even know what it is. So I'm going to explain it to you right now exactly what I mean. So basically, hidden bullish you're trying to look for a divergence between the price and the MACD indicator. So, and I'm sorry guys if this is a little bit kind of messy right now. It's just, this is honestly my first stream, and I'm just trying to get familiar with everything and kind of just trying to get familiar with the whole process. So I'm sorry about that if it's a little bit kind of slow paced and not really in order right now. So it's okay. But yes, here we have, it's already positive, the MACD right here. It's above the zero line, okay? These two lines are down here, they crossed, which is typically bullish because your MACD, your stochastic and your MACD over here are relatively low. They're way below the zero line, and the zero line is like right here, right where the histogram islands cross from negative to positive, okay? So it's really low, and right now what you're trying to do is you're trying to see if this momentum can get back up to the zero line, okay? And these two lines crossed already, right? So that's typically pretty bullish, okay? Especially when your prices goes down and your MACD went up, and that's the kind of divergence, okay? So can you draw on this? Yeah, you can. But why is it extending like that? It's so annoying. Hold on, let me mess with the trend line. Sorry, I don't really use TradingView, to be honest, like only for Bitcoin, but it's for some reason whenever I'm drawing it draws an extended line. I don't really want that. So give me a second here. Horizontal. Okay, that's better. I fixed it. Okay. So basically, this is what we call hidden bullish divergence, okay? So your MACD made a higher or lower low on your MACD, and your price from those points went higher, okay? You made a higher low. And this divergence, this is essentially divergence right here. Lower high or higher low, and then here is a lower low, okay? And that momentum is called hidden bullish divergence. And you can see over here it slowly kind of changed to green. That's not kind of like the move I was looking for, to be honest. I thought there would be a little bit more buyers coming in at these price points, but it didn't happen so much. And now it's losing that momentum. So in this time period, this is when this played out, this hidden bullish divergence right here. And basically, I thought it was going to go a little bit higher, but I guess people weren't really stepping in. So in return, now it's kind of slowly losing that momentum and going back down to MACD. So that's typically not good. And if we look here, we also have somewhat of a bear, or actually no, this is just basically a pennant right here. So if we draw the line here, and if I extend this, so what's going to happen basically right now with Bitcoin is it's trading in this pennant. And typically when there is like a downward trend, like a fall like this, and it trades in a pennant, it's very likely that it's going to continue and just go down again, go down more. And I thought when I was putting out the trades on the Instagram about potentially this going upwards, I was thinking that this hidden bullish divergence right here would kind of build that momentum because it was so low down here on the stochastic and the MACD, and I figured maybe there'd be like a nice little pump upwards. It didn't happen, and now even with Elon tweeting all this nonsense, it's not really helping at all the situation with Bitcoin. So it's we're kind of in a rough spot right now. It's not looking too good, if I'm going to be honest. If you guys are kind of holding for the long term, that's different, I guess. If you are not in a position right now for Bitcoin, I mean, you could kind of wait to see what happens within this pennant. But either way that it breaks out, it's more likely to be to the downside right now, to be honest. I mean, it's been trading at these levels for what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 days it's been like this. And typically when there's a downward kind of movement like this, it trades around that for about like 30 days or so, okay? So, yeah, we're going to have to kind of wait and see. Would I buy here right now? Maybe not. I probably wouldn't buy. I would want to see what happens. Regardless of the way it breaks out, you can play both sides, because whichever way it breaks out, you have to play the continuation pattern, okay? Or the continuation momentum, sorry. And if it were to break down, next support is around 30,000 flat. Just because 30K is also psychological support. A lot of people, when they're trading, they like to trade even numbers, and that's when they feel comfortable to kind of enter or exit a trade. So yeah, psychological resistance and support is definitely a thing, and they're also considered like very critical levels. So if we were to see Bitcoin kind of go down, the next support would be around the 30K mark. And if we even look here, when Bitcoin had that big drop, as we see right here, a lot of people had their buy orders at 30K and it got bought up. And that's what this candle means right here. It literally dropped all the way down here, and a lot of buyers stepped in to kind of get all those to get the cheap Bitcoin, right? And yeah, I mean, look, this support right here at 30K is a critical level. If it breaks down to 30K right now, we're not even too far from it. We're at 33K, 33.7, okay? If we break down to that level. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat right now. In my opinion, it broke the symmetrical triangle already. Okay. I mean, it honestly, the way I see it, it all depends where the candle closes, okay? So we just had a daily candle close right now. Let me undo that. Okay, so you're saying that it broke the symmetrical triangle already. Well, in my opinion, I don't think it's just yet. It all depends where the candle actually closes. If it closes below here, then we should start getting worried. But I mean, we have, when you're drawing these like support and resistance lines, you're always looking for the most touches, okay? The amount of times the amount of times it touches is the amount of times that this support line or resistance line has confirmation, okay? So we got one touch here, one touch here. We got another touch here. We got 5 touches right now on this line that I drew. So it's a pretty solid line of support within this pennant, okay? I don't think that it's completely over yet. I mean, it didn't really make a lower low than this 30K right here, so that's good. But if it does break below this, where this last candle wick was, if it breaks below here, we're likely to see more of a downward trend. I mean, we kind of have to keep making higher lows in order for this to reverse. But honestly, it's not looking very likely right now. But yeah, let me look at some other stuff for stonks, okay? Because honestly, for me, Bitcoin is a fun asset to chart, but I also love charting and trading stocks. It's what I love doing it, okay? It's a lot of money can be made. I'm not sure if you guys know exactly or trade exactly, but let me show you a little bit of the setup, okay? Let's see. I'm gonna go to my detailed market setup. Oh, it's loading right now. I got a lot of screens right here. I'm looking at 4 screens. I know you guys can only see one, but basically, hold on a second. Yeah, I mean, this is what I use kind of every day to kind of analyze and look at supply and demand on various stocks. I only stick to a couple of stocks, okay? I don't like to trade names I don't know. I don't like to trade random stocks and meme coins and like just things I have no idea about, like the company or anything like that. I prefer to trade Riot, SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF, and I prefer Tesla and Nvidia as well, because all of these stocks, for one, I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with how their trading pattern goes and how the stock moves on a daily basis, because I've played them so much. And also SPY, Tesla, and Nvidia, I like playing those 3 specifically, is because they're very liquid. So when you're playing options, you can easily be able to like buy or sell your option contract fairly quickly, and the bid and ask spread is somewhat tighter than other stocks, so you're not going to have trouble selling it. But yeah, those are the names I like to play. So if we look here, SPY. Whenever I want to know how the market's doing, I look at SPY. This is the overall S&P 500 ETF. If you want to look at how the overall market is performing, this is what you look at, okay? This is crucial. If you ever see your stocks are down and you have no idea why they're down, it's just a random red day, it's likely that sentiment within the market, so how people are feeling about the pricing of various assets, if they feel it's overvalued or undervalued, they're going to react to that. And because there's 500 companies within the S&P 500, it's the top 500 companies weighted by market cap. Those are what move the market. These companies are what people are like really into it. There's a lot of volume within these companies, and that's why this stock right here, this ETF SPY, is what basically tracks all these 500 companies. And as you can see here, I have a excuse me, I have a chart set up here. All right, so look at that. All right, so this was the COVID crash right here. Okay, boom, COVID crash. Right here, COVID crash, and then ever since then, it's been just kind of going up nicely. And I draw these channels because these are the support and resistance lines I was talking about, okay? These support and resistance lines, they're what kind of tell you whether a stock is kind of gonna well, it's basically telling you that if people are willing to buy or sell at these prices. And look how well it respects the support and resistance lines, okay? If I'm looking at the SPY right now, what do I see? This is the daily. We have hidden bullish divergence right here. We have, I can't draw on this for some reason, but basically here, the small little red island, here, the big red one. Your price went up from this point. Your price went up. Your MACD went down, okay? That is called hidden bullish divergence, and it's confirmed already. When you're looking for confirmation that this is hidden bullish divergence, it has to turn green here. That's confirmation. You need to wait for it to turn green because there's so many times, and I'll give you an example right now. So many times where you will get fooled. This is Riot right here. All these times, oh, you spotted the hidden bullish divergence, right? You said, okay, smaller island, lower low, price went higher. You say, okay, hidden bullish divergence. Kind of faked you out. Actually, that was a bad example, sorry. Because this it did confirm here. But here's another one. Same idea applies here. Hidden bullish divergence. This little red island right here. This one right here. It confirmed and it just blew up. Okay, went to 79.50 from $29. Wow. And that was when Bitcoin actually went from like 25 to like 38, 40 around there. And that was just insane. And this stock, I like to play it because it's very speculative stock. So basically, APXT. I don't even want to talk about APXT right now. But yeah, it's a very speculative stock. And you're basically trying to find, this stock, it used to follow Bitcoin a lot more to the T, but now not so much. It's a little bit strange. It's more speculation, people buying and selling, and just kind of just gambling almost. But here's another one, okay? That's hidden bullish divergence. Classic bullish divergence. Your MACD made a higher or a lower or a higher high. Okay, you're going downwards in negative momentum. And this is called quadruple classic bullish divergence. Higher high, higher high, higher high, and then it finally crossed green. And if you were to buy near the low, you would have a nice, that's a 40% increase right there. Oh, sorry. 30% increase from when it crossed over and when it confirmed, okay? That's a nice win right there. That is a nice win. And I noticed a lot of people left, and I honestly don't even care because this is my first stream, and I expected this to kind of go a little bit kind of choppy and wavy, but for those 3 people, and I think one of them is me, because I'm watching this on another tab here as well. For those 2 people that are in here, thank you, appreciate it. Means a lot. So we're gonna keep it going because why not? Martu, who's in here? Does anyone have any questions? Anyone have any tickers they want me to look at and I can tell you what's good? Anyone want me to look at some tickers? Let me know. Write in the chat and I can look at some tickers. Either way, I'm gonna look at Zoom because Zoom for me is one that I'm really looking at. Okay, this right here, what we have a, okay, here it is updating, a nice falling wedge right here. Falling wedges is a nice fat pattern to look for, and if they break to the upside, which it has in this case right here, look, it broke the falling wedge, and it looks like there's an inverse head and shoulders kind of being made. Well, I'm kind of speculating here, but this is one of the shoulders, this is the other shoulder, or the head, sorry, and then it's gonna probably frack around here for a little bit and create the second shoulder for the complete head and shoulders. And then look what you stand to gain, okay? From, let's say, 330, because that's kind of like a psychological resistance, you can gain approximately at the next resistance point about 35%, okay? And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Zoom, because that is a nice potential gain right there, okay? And if we look at the weekly, and this is what's kind of driving me nice, or driving me nice, doesn't make any sense, but this is what's kind of inclining me to kind of look at this stock, okay? We have hidden bullish divergence, my friends. Look at this. We have a lower low, and price made a higher high, okay, from this point, which is big. And these two lines are about to cross right here, okay? These two lines, the stochastic and the MACD, they're about to cross, and that is bullish. And we almost have confirmation of the hidden bullish divergence. So what you're looking for all the time is basically all the indicators, well, not all, but multiple indicators to line up in your favor, in your trade idea, so that you can kind of take the trade and just have odds play in your favor. Because when you're doing technical analysis, you are looking for, well, you are measuring probability of an outcome based on indicators of supply, demand, many other indicators, the relative strength index, which is actually right here. You can use moving averages too, which I like to use a lot. And you're looking for all of these to kind of play out. So if I add some studies here, let's see. Edit studies, sets, option indicators, apply. Oh, actually, add selected, apply. Oof. Everything kind of got, okay. Look at these moving averages. Look how nicely they respect them, okay? The yellow one is the 26-day moving average. Where did this weekly candle get rejected? Right at the 26-day moving average, okay? Where did this moving average get kind of supported? Or where did this candle get supported on the weekly candle? At the 9-day moving average, okay? See how it's trading in between these? We got, and the lower moving averages is below the price right now. So when the lowest moving average is below the price, that is typically bullish, okay? And it has to go and cross the yellow one, the second highest moving average in comparison to this one, which is the 100-day, and this one, which is the 200-day, okay? So it's holding it nice over here on Zoom. This is one I am highly looking at, okay? This is one that I'm really paying attention to. Thank you guys for the support. But this yeah, like I said, sorry, this is one that I'm kind of really paying attention to, okay? It's like I said, holding the moving averages. It's almost about to cross too. We got almost confirmation of the hidden bullish divergence. Broke out of the falling wedge. There's a lot of good things going on here. So basically for the two people, yeah, it's my girlfriend and Luis, the #1 fans. That's right. That's what I like to hear. Good. By the way, Luis, thanks for everything, man. I appreciate the shout out on the Speed Limits account too. That was really nice of you. and I look forward to kind of helping, building a community here for trading, and I'm glad you're supporting, and I'm glad you came out tonight. So if you have any requests or anything like that, or any charts you want me to look at, whether it's crypto or whether it's um, stocks or anything like that, let me know. Put a message in the chat, and I'll be happy to look over that. And if you have any questions about how to chart, what to look at, I can definitely go over that too. So we're gonna turn this into a one-on-one now. Let's see how it goes. Do you have anything, Luis? USD. Oh, USO. Sorry, I just saw it right now. My bad. Let's see. Okay, this is the weekly. What a drop. Wow. This was when? Let's see. Let's look back a little bit. This is pre-COVID? No. Is it? When was this? Yeah. Right around there. Okay, well, let me take a look. 5 years, 1 day. Let's look at... Okay, well, I can tell you this right now. Let me chart this for you. $75 around there is going to be your major resistance. Okay. So that's going to be a major resistance up there. This is on the weekly though, so I mean, there's not much to extend right. Okay. I mean, it is on a nice upward trend. And see on the daily here, it's holding all of these moving averages, okay? Which is very good. So it's holding the 9-day, the 26, the 99, and the 99 just crossed over the 200-day moving average, okay? And that's what you call a golden cross, which is bullish. And it, in terms of the MACD, it's hovering kind of around the zero line here. There's no really divergence. I can't say there is any divergence, but honestly, it's kind of just keeping this nice little upward trending channel. I'm not sure, but like I'm not really familiar with the company or anything like that, so I'm not entirely sure what they do or anything like that. But well, it's oil, so that kind of makes sense. I guess that's why they never really recovered this sector. But if you're looking for long term, I mean, potentially. I mean, what are you looking for exactly? Are you looking to trade this? Are you looking for long term? What are you looking for exactly? Because there's not really any divergence here that I can say like, oh, this is a profitable. Well, I mean, not profitable. Sorry, this is like a good trade setup. I can't say it's a good trade setup because there's not really. I mean, there is a huge gap here that needs to be filled. If you see right here, this is a gap, and gaps typically do to get filled, and this gap alone is 17%. So that's money right there. Okay, and it's holding all the moving averages. It's on an upward trending channel. Let me actually draw the channel for you, so you see what I'm looking at. Let me do this. $30. Okay, so it broke nice above the 30. Sorry, 1 second. Let me remove the moving averages real quick. So in terms of the moving averages, I mean, it's holding it very well. So if you do want to take this trade, not a bad trade for long term, obviously. Next resistance at 36. No divergence really. Or next divergence at 75. Sorry, I was looking at the percentage returns. 36% you stand to gain. If we look at the weekly, the positive momentum hasn't exactly crossed over to negative yet, but it's not looking too good. All right, it all crossed over here. RSI is also near 70. It's at 69. Okay, so if you're holding it, I mean that's absolutely fine. Okay, and if you keep holding it, you probably will make some money, which you probably already got a good entry price. Okay, so that's good. There is a gap here to fill, and it most likely will get filled, and it's on a steady upward trend. That's all I can really say about it. I mean, maybe there might be some negative momentum that slowly is going to happen soon. Like, just beware of that. RSI is at 70. Okay, it's technically considered overbought, but honestly, with such a steady movement upward, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I would honestly, I don't know anything about the company, but, and this is not financial advice, but I would consider to just keep holding, because at this point it's not looking bad, if I'm being honest with you. I will look at Meli right after this. However, just a heads up, if it does start making, so notice here how, hold on. Notice here how, why is it doing that? It's consistently been making higher lows and lower highs. So from each swing. Let me do it on a smaller time frame. Oh my god, this is just horrendous. I mean, it's just making higher highs and higher lows, which is exactly what you want to see. And since the pandemic, it's at 47.50. Okay, it's at 47.50. It's at the highest point since the pandemic, and it's holding nicely. There's not really anything I can really say about it. There's no real divergence here. I mean, you have classic bullish divergence, which played out already, but this is on a daily chart, so it's kind of like just day-to-day action. So your MACD made a lower. Sorry, I always get confused with these. A higher low. MACD made a higher low. Your price made a lower low, so that was the divergence there that played out. And it's already confirmed to be classic bullish divergence. So you're good. Yeah, I mean, it's still in that momentum right now. It's not even considered overbought yet on the daily. But if you're playing the whole long term, it's fine. I think you'll be doing good. It's been in steady upward trend. There's nothing really to be too concerned about. Let's take a look at Meli. This is my girlfriend's favorite brand because it's Argentinian. Actually, this is nice. I like this. This is a little bit something more I can kind of work with. First resistance or support I see right here at around 12.70 to about. Okay. This is the first thing I see. And I like this. This is actually nice. Okay. We have some hidden bullish divergence that already is played out. Momentum's kind of going down. The MACD lines right here, they're kind of already below the zero line, so there's still some room to move up to move up with. And I also see it's trading within this kind of little pennant right now, this little falling. No, I can't even call that a falling wedge. That's not a falling wedge. It's literally in this downward kind of trending channel. Major support right here, okay? And as you can see, last time it touched that support, there were buyers that showed up. It's slowly starting to go back here, back to the support. I honestly think that it will continue on its upward trend. I think this is kind of like little bottom. We can definitely see. Let me check the weekly actually. Hold on. Waiting for data. There's some hidden bullish divergence on the weekly right here. Not nowhere near close to confirmed, but the momentum is kind of the lighter colored histogram bar right here. That's kind of like the momentum, and it's showing basically that sorry, something fell over here. It's showing basically that it's kind of losing the negative momentum, which is good, and it's kind of inclining towards up, but it's nowhere near where we want it to be to kind of enter a trade, because it could definitely break this support right here and just fall and keep going. The next support would be right about here at $1,000. Highly unlikely that I get to that because Mercado Libre is a great company. Unlikely, but look, if it trades sideways in this little box and or in this little pennant over here, that can be looking good. Nice point for an entry. And if it does break this little this downward sloping channel over here, we could definitely see a nice move up. How nice of a move up? Well, when you're looking at positioning, or sorry, in terms of entry and exits, okay, you're basically just trying to find points of next resistance where you could sell, okay? So ideally, in this scenario, we would want to, this would be 1600, seems like a nice little support, or resistance in this case, because the price is below this mark right here. So ideally, we want to see it kind of just go sideways for a little bit, break out of this little downward sloping channel, and then once it breaks out, a nice return of about 15%. Okay, and I'm not saying you sell right away, right when it gets to that resistance line, because a lot of the times it can break the resistance, it can hover around there for a little bit, and then continue its next motion up, and you're going to lose out on some money. Ideally, what you would want to do is just sell half your position over here if there is a significant kind of sell-off, and you notice that it didn't hover around that price for too long. It was just instantly I'm saying it's lagging. Okay. But yeah, and then by the time it reaches over here, your this momentum will probably have already kind of started trickling even down more, and this will play out. And this is what it is. It's measuring momentum. This right here. Your RSI is relatively low too. It's at 41. Probably going to go a little bit lower, and then once it reaches near 30, it's going to kind of reset and have its next little leg up. Is it still lagging? Is this still lagging? Can someone message the chat? Can you guys let me know? Okay, well, I hope it's working, but if it's not, okay, it's working. And they got Melly also has earnings coming up too, which is nice. Actually, their earnings weren't doing too well. Their last earnings was negative 68 cents per share. Their last one was negative $1 per share. Not too well, but I mean, back where the price is at, they had earnings of 28 cents per share right around here, and that's where it's trading at right now. So they're probably going to post even better earnings, in my opinion. So it's probably going to have a nice little move up. I honestly think so. But yeah, a lot of these trades will, I have to emphasize this, a lot of these trades will not play out, okay, if the market is not doing well, okay? Regardless of how good the chart setup looks, regardless of how good everything is lining up, the only thing that will override technicals or the market as we see it is meme stocks, okay? Because that's just a bunch of people piling into one stock and it doesn't really care about what the market is saying. But I'm always looking at SPY to see whether or not the market is doing well and if it's kind of on that steady upward trend, okay? So if the market has a red day, it's more than likely all the stocks will follow, okay? And those are the buying opportunities right there. We are in a bull market right now. Those are the buying opportunities. I have bought so many SPY puts. I was buying, look, hold on. I'm going to show you where I was buying puts. And I got murked on all of them. I literally lost a bunch of money because I thought I could find the top. And it's better to learn from me with my mistakes than you guys kind of don't do the same mistakes. We are obviously in a bull market right here. Just look at this upward trend of the market, okay? Big bull market. I thought at that point I was like, oh, I'm smarter, I can find the top. No. You never fight the trend. You never fight the trend of the market. Once it's for sure a bear market, then we can start buying like puts and have more confidence in the trades that we make. Because right now, if you're buying puts, which is basically betting that the price of a stock is going to go down, if you guys are familiar with options or not, but they may play out for like a week, but it's just always been recovering. I was buying puts from, wait, what? Let me see. This is the weekly. Okay, let's go to the daily. I was buying puts, basically betting that the SPY was going to go down. This is at 385. No, I was buying around 400. 5 consecutive days, I was buying puts. All right. Sorry, one second. Let me zoom in a little bit better. All right here, all throughout these days, from like 397, I was buying puts, and it went up for what, 1, 2, 3, and I saw a gap here. Okay, this gap, I'm like, oh, it's definitely gonna get filled. Typically gaps do get filled, and eventually this one will. 100%. Actually, what am I saying? It got filled right here. Well, no, not entirely actually, but I was buying puts all throughout here, and there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive green days, and I lost 5 out of those 8 days, even though 7 days in a trading week, or sorry, 5 days. I lost every day of the week. I lost buying puts, and I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna stop buying puts. I'm gonna stop buying puts, and I ended up buying some more over here. Still lost, and then it just had like a boom, crazy drop from 422, 43 to over here, and then I bought calls. I'm like, screw this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, we're in a bull market. You know, there's no point to try and fight the trend. So main point here, I know I kind of got off topic here, but don't try and fight the trend because you will end up losing. If there is a dip, and I hate to say it like everyone does, like, oh, buy the dip, but we are in a bull market. You buy the dip right now. That's just what you do. You buy the dip. Don't just buy every dip. Just because it dips one day doesn't mean it's gonna continue dipping. It's gonna stop dipping because you bought the dip. No, you have to buy the dip strategically. You buy them at support and resistance lines, which is why I draw all of these lines over here to figure out where people are stepping in to buy, and then from there you can also step in and make a move to buy. Okay, that's just what it is. But yeah, anyways, always look at the market. The market, SPY. This is what tells you how everything else is performing. And especially, I don't know if you guys went through that SPAC wave. That SPAC wave was crazy. People made a bunch of money. But now look where all the SPACs are at. They're trading at net asset value, $10. It was literally all the money that was circulating through SPACs is now gone. It's rotated. That's what happens in the market. The money rotates. The money goes from sector to industry to sector to different types to meme stocks. That's how the money kind of flows within the market. It's like circular. It's cyclical. Okay? That's how it works. You're not always going to be in the right section at the right time because people like to trade their favorite companies, their favorite stocks. It's not, the money's not always going to be there. But when the money is not in your sector or in your kind of industry that you like to play, that's when you should be buying. That's exactly when you should be buying. A lot of the times in these past weeks, the money was in, or it was in the past, I think it was what? In April, March, a lot of the money came out of the tech sector, okay? And consequently, there was nice buying opportunities. Very nice buying opportunities. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, boom, back at it. Jumped back in. Everybody's, the tech stocks are up 50%, 40%. It's crazy. But anyways, let's look at NVIDIA, okay? I like trading NVIDIA. Now, would I buy here? Let's be real. No, I'm not buying here. Like, look at this. It's at all-time high. It closed at 704 today. It reached all-time high of 712 today. And the nearest resistance, or the nearest support, is around 6. To be safe, let's just say, oh, you know what? I'm actually 600 flat. And I know these are even numbers. You guys maybe think I'm pulling these numbers out of my ass, but I'm really not. To critical levels, people have psychological resistance. They want to buy and sell at these levels. I could draw a line here and say, oh, here's another support or resistance, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, maybe it might have some resistance right here, but it's not a major one to be looking at and kind of saying like, oh, this is like a key critical area where people will step in to buy and where I can step in to buy. Point being here, NVIDIA, all-time highs, nearest major support is at $600, okay? Right now we're trading at 712. RSI is through the roof over here, okay? It's at 76. This is on the daily chart too. if I look at a lower time frame, just to kind of, because there was no really divergence there on the on the 1 day. But looking at the 4 hour, these two lines right here, the stochastic and the MACD, they're about to cross. What did I say before? Bearish. Happened here, price went down. Maybe not a lot, but I mean, if you're playing options, it's a decent amount. MACD is also the stochastic and the MACD are at the 100% area right here. So, and it's already confirmed too. We got classic bearish divergence. Your positive momentum movement went down. Your price went up. That's called classic bearish divergence. Okay. Let me draw that out so you can understand. Boom, boom. This line has nothing to do with the price action. It's just showing you a direction. Okay. And then from here, I can't click on it for some stupid reason. From here, your MACD positive momentum went down. This green island, the big one, went lower since these last two green ones right here. So that's called classic bearish divergence. Plus, we're sitting at all-time highs. Point being of why I'm showing you this is that now would be a good time, and the probability would be in your favor to buy puts. And this is not financial advice. I have to stress this enough. You know, I'm not. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what the chart is saying. What I interpret of the chart. That's what I'm telling you, okay? Now, this is the next major support right here. There's another support right here, okay? This is at 620. That's another support. It's on an upward trending channel, okay? So, basically, because it's trending upwards, it might, sure enough, just bounce off here and continue the trendward up. But I think that with how high the RSI is and the MACD right now, in terms of positive momentum, I think we might see closer to around 620, around there, okay? 620. That's a nice, from 712 to 620. You know how much money you're going to make on puts on that? Well, don't take my advice. It's not financial advice, but that's a, sorry, let me check that. That's 14%, okay? 14%. That doesn't sound like a lot because maybe you guys are used to like big kind of gains and Bitcoin 50%, this and that, but on a stock like this with options, if you're playing options on this, you will... Oh, there's a question here. If you're playing options on this, you will make a lot of money. Guaranteed. Well, goddamn, I always gotta watch what I'm saying because I'm not allowed to... It's illegal to say buy something without being in a financial advisor. But anyways, yeah. So, someone asked here, how do you put a stop loss on each trade? Depends on what platform you use. Joaquin, what platform do you use? Are you talking about crypto? Are you talking about stocks? What exactly do you use? And I can help you out. Okay, I'm going to show you, I don't know if you guys use Thinkorswim. I use Thinkorswim. How you put a stop loss, I'll show you right now, okay? What I do is I go to Active Trader, okay? This is a crazy kind of addition, not addition, but this is a really useful tool to use stop losses. So what I do is basically I set how many shares I want to buy. So for example, let's do 10 shares of NVIDIA, okay? I go here, I go to OCO, one cancels the other. Actually, no, sorry, not OCO, trigger with bracket, okay? And basically, you can set it to a dollar amount that you want. If it goes up, if the stock goes up $5, you automatically sell. If the stock goes down, $5 $5, you can stop it out there. I like to use percentages, so I click here, percentages, and basically I'm saying, okay, from this point I'm buying 10 shares at $702, okay? I want to sell it when I make 15%, and I want to get out of the trade if I'm down, let's say, 5%, okay? And this is like a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So I'm standing to lose 5%, I'm standing to gain 15%. And when you're doing this, you don't just do this randomly and say, okay, whichever one hits. Like, you kind of have to strategize your entry. You have to enter near, well, for one, a support, be ideal, and have a bunch of indicators that are lining up to tell you, like, hey, now is a good time. The probability is in your favor. The momentum is moving towards a bullish kind of sentiment. Okay. Now I noticed you have crypto. You said crypto. Usually it shows before placing the call/put as an order type, and then use the stop limit for the stop loss. Luis, what platform do you use to trade stocks? Oh, you're replying to Joaquin. Sorry about that. So yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not too familiar with placing stop losses on Binance. I actually don't even trade on Binance, but it's relative. It should be relatively simple. Let's see. I'll try and do. Let's get out of this. Look, you have a stop limit button right here. So if you're on Binance, you can literally just go here. So you have a limit order, stop limit, stop. Oh, you also have OCO. Okay. For the buy you don't, but for the sell you do. If you do OCO, basically what that's saying is your one cancels the other, so you're making two orders, okay? And essentially one would be the buy order, one would be the sell order. I honestly am not familiar with purchasing on here, so what I would recommend is going to on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can find so many here. Honestly, I'll find you a video right now, and you can literally, it'll explain everything for you. It is not difficult, but you should definitely use stop losses, okay? Stop losses are key. You don't want to be holding the bag, especially with Bitcoin and all these crypto coins. They're so volatile. If you're stuck holding the bag, you're going to be stuck there for a long time. And if you don't have the time to watch it all the time, that's what stop losses are used for. A lot of people don't have the time to just stare at charts all day. It's draining. It really is. But that's what these are made for. So, how to use stop limit on Binance. Boom. Perfect. Found a beautiful beginner's video. 4 minutes long. Right there. That one, Joaquin, I don't know if you speak, well, it seems like you do speak English, but take a look at that. Actually, that's kind of an older video. That's, this one's a little bit more newer. Here, look at this one. This one's a little bit more updated. Take a look at that one. And that will show you how to set it up. I honestly don't know how to do it on the Binance, but I would show you if I knew 100%. I don't want to tell you any wrong information. But yeah, basically back to what I was saying. I place stop loss orders. I set limit orders and stop loss orders. Okay, so ideally, when Nvidia does drop down to here, I'll probably play the puts too. I'm not even kidding. I'll play the puts. I'll write it down, and then I'll sell my puts, and then buy calls. Or shares, one of the two. Whichever way I'm feeling lucky. If I'm being a little bit more lucky, maybe calls. But I would set the. I would buy calls right here, right at the near the 600 mark. That's where I would buy calls. Maybe even 620 around here, depending how the price reacts when it reaches here. Okay, and then I would literally just actually, but yeah, basically, I click here, buy. This pops up right here. Okay, I am buying 10 shares, $7,000. Buy 10 at 702. I'm not actually going to do this, but this is just to show you how it would work. I click send, and boom. See what popped up over here? Excuse me. Basically, this is the stop. This is the sell limit. When my order gets filled, this goes away. I have the shares. I own it at that point once this fills. And the stock trades, and whichever one it hits first is the one it executes, and the other one gets canceled. Simple as that. You either sell at a 5% loss or you sell at a 15% gain. And that's how you manage your risk. That's how I manage my risk, at least. But like I said, I'm not entering right here. I would not enter right here. This is ridiculous to enter right here. You're at all-time highs. It doesn't make sense to enter right here. Okay. Hey, Luis, thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate you coming out and the support too. I'm definitely going to look at other ways and methods that I can improve the streams. I kind of realized I kind of I kind of was all over the place at first and probably lost some people's attention, but that's okay. Honestly, I'm gonna keep doing better and keep trying. So that's what the move is. Thank you so much for coming out, Luis. And Joaquin, if you have any other questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. Panich, you're in here? No way. Panich, what chart you want me to look at? This one's for you, buddy. Let's go. What do you want me to look at? What do you want? Any ticker requests, Panich? Let me hear it. Let's go. What do you want me to look at? I know you're a holder of AMC. Let's take a look at AMC. Let's see what's going on with that. Oh my god, this chart looks so ugly. God, looks so ugly. But anyways, let's take a look. Oh, honestly, you can't do much with this, man. You really can't do much. This, I could work with. This, I could work with, okay? It's not bad. It's really not bad, okay? You got hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Oh man, Panish would love to see a breakdown analysis of a company's financials and making a decision from there. Yes, I could definitely do that. That's what I'm studying in school, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, I could definitely do that. That's a whole. That's not even technical analysis. That's not really. That's not really like what I'm doing right now, but that's definitely a part of investing. So I will definitely look at financial statements, show you guys what to look at, what matters, and then you guys can make informed investment decisions from there. Okay, that's fundamental analysis. It's key. Okay, but yeah, back to AMC over here. We got hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Okay, your price went
from this point went higher, obviously. Okay, your MACD went lower. Okay, from this red island to this red island. That's what we're looking for. That's hidden bullish divergence. These lines are about to cross. It's not yet confirmed. Remember, we have to wait until this actually crosses to green, the MACD. But look, this is looking kind of primed, making higher lows. It bounced off resistance heavy, or support heavy right here. Okay. It's looking great. I'm not gonna lie. You might. No, honestly, you will probably see a retest of the all-time high. Okay? This is looking like people are buying and stepping in. Now, this is obviously a bear flag, okay? From here to here. Let's move this a little bit. This is the channel that it's kind of trading in right now. I mean, it's still holding, potentially an inverse head and shoulders. Shoulder one, head, shoulder over here. Might come back to test 52. That's not bad though. That's okay. But I'm not even kidding. Like this, it's likely that it's gonna go back up. It really is. So, Pen, if you're holding right now, ride the wave, my friend. Ride the wave. Plus, once these stocks become meme stocks, they tend to they don't even go back down after. It's weird. I remember I was here. I bought AMC the night before in after hours. And I remember my girlfriend Martina was with me. I was literally just buying up so much. By next day open, I was up 150% on my AMC. It was insane. Insane. But yeah, AMC is looking pretty nice. Hiti, let's take a look at that. Whoa, what the hell is this? Did this stock just get listed or something? There's no data at all. Had one day drop. I can't do anything with this. I can't. I mean, I don't know. Holding till 500K. That's funny. I don't know if you've bought already this stock, HITI, HITI, but not the best move right now. There's no data. I can't work with this. There's no support. There's no resistance. Maybe I mean. No, yeah, I see it's on Nasdaq. It's HITI, but there's really nothing to work with here, my friend. There's really nothing to work with. A lot of gaps are being filled too, or a lot of gaps are being made. Oh, it did a reverse split. Okay. What company is this? What did they do? Dude, the chart is absolutely fried. Like it's not. I can't really work with this. Like I can't tell you nothing really constructive to do with this. I mean, if you believe in the company, that's a different story. But it seems like it has had a major sell off. Oh, it's a cannabis company. Okay. Well, I think something like this. Wow, okay, I didn't know that. With something like this, you would definitely have to look at their financials. So, like you were saying earlier, like the financial statements, this is the type of company with, well, in this point in time, with little chart data and just basically 4 candles, there's not much you can really work with other than basically just looking at their financials and seeing how much money they're making per year, what's the revenue, what's the current ratio, which means how fast they can change their assets to cash. You have to look at the asset turnover ratio, which basically means how many dollars does their asset turnover ratio is basically how much what their assets, how many times their assets can make $1. I know it's kind of confusing, but it's how many times their assets can make $1 in that period. So like the asset turnover ratio would be like something like 2 times. So for every $1 they spend, their assets generate $2. It's a more constructive way to see how effective their assets are building them more money. But anyways, there's a lot of things you need to look at for the financials. How much debt they have, their long-term debt, their short-term debt. Will they be able to meet obligations, short-term obligations? What the return on equity is, what the return on assets is, what the return on sales is. There's a lot of things to consider. But honestly, going forward, I'm gonna start doing some investment kind of analysis, some fundamental analysis too. But yeah, Paniche, if you want a nice one, a little freebie for you. This one right here, my friend, Zoom. We all know Zoom, okay? Zoom, we got the hidden bullish divergence, my friend. We do. And it's looking nice. Broke out of the falling wedge. Such a nice chart. All-time high was at 500. Earnings are coming up soon, too. I think they'll do very well. So Zoom is definitely one you should keep an eye on. I would try and buy around 320. That'd be a really nice entry. Will it hit there? Maybe, maybe not. But Zoom is definitely a way to go. I think the chart setup looks really nice. But yeah. Thank you so much for sticking through it, Pan. My #1 fan. I love you. Thank you for coming out tonight. I'm going to head on over to bed. It was kind of sloppy at first, the little stream, but honestly, it was my first one. Needed to get familiar with it. Next time, I'm going to bring a bottle of water because my mouth and my throat are so dry. But thank you guys once again. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, let's make it happen. Have a good one. Ciao. I'm out.